Where hundreds of protesters tried to storm the house of Sri Lankan President Gotabaya Rajapaksa in the capital. The protests over the government's handling of the vast economic crisis demanded the president's resignation. Protesters were broken up by police using tear gas and water cannons. Protesters dismantled a wall and hurled bricks at police before setting a bus alight on a road leading to Gotabaya's residence. Security forces fired into the crowd. At least one man was critically wounded. After the protests turned violent, police fired tear gas and water cannons at the demonstrators. In the wake of the violence, the capital was placed under indefinite curfew, which has now been lifted. Apart from the army bus, one police bus, one jeep, a three-wheeler and two traffic motorbikes are set on fire. 5 police officers, including an ASP, were injured during the violence. The police identified several persons from an extremist group who created the unruly situation. At least 45 people from the group of protesters have been arrested. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa's office released a statement identifying organized extremist groups behind the protests. The statement said, and I quote, "The mob armed with iron clubs, sickles and clubs have provoked the protesters and marched towards the president's residence in Mirihana, causing a riot. Many of those involved in the violence have been arrested and many have been identified as organized extremists. They have spearheaded the protest calling for an Arab Spring in Sri Lanka. Detainees have revealed that the riot was carried out using social media to provoke the people and destabilize the country." End of quote.
Convening a media briefing just moments ago, Minister Prasanna Ranatunga said that the president only used minimum force to disperse the crowd that was gathered outside his premises last evening. Now, Minister Prasanna Ranatunga also said that President Gotabaya Rajapaksa was very patient with these protesters and that reminded the people that everyone has a right for a peaceful protest as long as they do not disrupt or damage public and private property, adding that yesterday's protest, although it started off peaceful and was purely citizen-led, resulted in damage to property as well. So far, more than 50 arrests have been made and the same number of people have been injured, along with 2 journalists and several security officials.